Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be learning how to play Star Wars The Clone Wars, aka Star Wars Pandemic or Pandemic Star Wars, whatever you want to call it. This is the newest iteration of Pandemic from Z-Man Games and has a Star Wars theme to it, which is right up my alley. So, the game itself is actually very straightforward, and if you are familiar with any pandemic game or the pandemic system as they call it, this should come very natural to you. So instead of creating two separate how to play videos and playthrough videos, we're just going to do it all in one. So setup is pretty straightforward as far as pandemic is concerned. You're each going to choose a Jedi. I have chosen Yoda and Luminara. And each character here has a special ability, a free action that they can spend. So Yoda actually can move other Jedis up to 2 planets. And then Luminara here, she can draw 2 squad cards and she gets to keep one obviously, and she either has to discard the other one, or if Yoda's on the planet with her, she can give it to him. Squad cards, we're each dealt 3, look like this. What's really nice is they each have unique artwork on them and, like names for the various clone troopers here. But really all that you need to matter, or all that you care about, is the color of the troopers and whether it's transport. And then the last type of card is an armor card. They all function, each card of the same color functions exactly the same. And I'll go over those on my turn here. But basically each character gets 3 cards, at least in a 2-player game. Each Jedi gets 2 cards. They technically say there's a solo mode in this, but it's really just playing 2-handed. They give you this little token, which is nice to help you keep track of whose turn it is to activate. But other than that, you're playing a 2-handed game. You're going to pick your villain. In this case, we've picked Count Dooku, who is the hardest villain in the game. And he actually brings General Grievous and Asajj Ventress onto the board. So his setup card tells you where to place them. Also, what's really nice about the game is your player reference cards. You randomly deal one of these out to each player. And you can see Yoda's I've just tucked off to the side here. This tells you the starting planet for your Jedi. So that's how our Jedi ended up here. Moving over here, you're going to select a number of missions based on the difficulty you want to play. So you could choose the hard villain, but play on easy. We're kind of playing on standard, which is 4 missions. So we have to complete 4 missions before then we can flip over Dooku's card and take him on in the finale. We win the finale, we win the game. So each of these 2 missions that are out right now are represented by these tokens here. So the cat and mouse one, we have to go to Christophsis, and Witches of the Mist, we have to come all the way over here to Dathomir to complete. And I'll talk about how to complete those when the time comes. The last part of setup is very typical pandemic. You're going to take 2 cards, flip them over, and put out 3 droids each. Then you're going to flip over 2 cards and put out 2 droids each. Where'd my other, way up here. There's a lot of action over here. And then you flip over to put 1 out, and that last card, which is Christophsis, is where your villain goes. And that's it. You are set up, ready to go. The only other thing you need to have nearby is this big chunky D12. All right. So I'm going to stay panned out here for a few rounds just so you guys can get a general idea of how to play, and then we'll kind of zoom in closer for some better action. So when it is your turn, first thing you get to do on your turn is unexhaust all of your cards. So right now I just have 3 cards and none of them have been exhausted because I haven't played them all, but you would get them all back at the beginning of your turn. Then you can take up to 4 actions. Now this is different than standard pandemic. Standard pandemic you only get 3. This one you get 4, which is nice. And on your turn, you can take any of these actions that you see here. So you can move, which is fly to a connected planet. Normally, your move action would just be along any white line to an adjacent planet. But if you exhaust one of your transport cards, you can go up to 2 planets. you get an additional double a flight from your planet limit once per flight. So you can't stack up these, but that essentially is exhausting that card. You can attack. So if you were on the same planet as droids, you could say, all right, I'm going to attack. That's when you're going to roll this big chunky die, and you're looking for the star symbols. Those are successes. They're successes on the mission, but they're also successful attacks. If, however, you come up short, that's when your troopers come in. Your troopers, you can see, it says add a success to an attack on your planet. The trick is that you have to pick. Are you going to be stealthy, or are you going to go guns blazing? So you can either play all or exhaust all of your red cards in your hand, or you could exhaust all of your purple cards, or as many as you need to add that many successes. Next up on the action sheet is Reinforce. That means we get to draw a card from the squad card here and add it to our hand. Obviously, we want as many of these as possible because they come in handy, but there is a hand limit of 7, so at any point if you have more than 7, you're going to have to discard one. That one card can be an exhausted card, just FYI. And the last thing you can do on your turn as one of your 4 actions is attempt a mission. Missions go exactly the same way as attacking, but you'll see here, for example, Cat and Mouse. The cards that you can exhaust for this one to count as successes are both purple stealth cards and blue transport cards. You're looking for 6 successes, and it's going to do at least 1 obvious damage. And I just realized that this says when drawn, place 1 blockade on Christophsis. So this is a nasty little mission to come out right off the bat, and it is at the same location Count Dooku is. Man, this is a lot going on. Let me make sure here. Let's see. Cannot be completed on Dathomir. Action. Discard the top card of the invasion deck and move the mission marker from Dathomir to that planet. So that's actually an action I can take on my turn. But yes, obviously you're going to attempt a mission. You will roll this die, same as, and you will add up the successes. You will include, you're going to have to, include cards from your hand. If you and another Jedi are on the planet together, they can exhaust cards from their hand. Hopefully getting to this number or higher, and then dealing with the damage. If you take damage, you have to discard a card, essentially from your hand, lose a card. But if you have an armor card, armor cards, 1 armor card will block 1 damage. Okay, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. After you have taken your 4 actions, we're going to draw the top villain card, do what it says, and then we're going to do standard pandemic style invade planets. So similar to spreading the virus, you're going to flip over, in this instance, 2 cards, put out 1 droid. At various points in the game, we're going to be shuffling up this discard pile, putting it back on top. If there's already 3 droids here and we try and put 1 there, we put a blockade down, and that's also going to push the threat. If we get to 7 threat, we lose the game. And there's already 1 blockade there, which is obnoxious. So let's think about what we want to do here. I have Yoda as my first player. And so Yoda, as a free action, can move a Jedi up to 2 planets. And, there is a lot going on right here. And you can knock the villains off the board. Now, they will come back at various points. But at the moment, Grievous, Dooku, and Ventress here all have 2 health. So I think as my very first action, I'm going to spend my free action with Yoda and move another Jedi up to 2 planets. I'm just going to push her in right here. The blockade doesn't block me. It does, however, block me from taking on this mission, or, basically I have to take out the blockade first. But I can move on to the planet for free. So that was my free action for Yoda. Now, I basically want to clean this up a little bit. Heaven forbid I have one of the the really nasty cards that make you flip and back over, and all of a sudden I got blockades coming out the wazoo. So let's move for our first action. Come out of Kashyyyk, and we're going to come in here, and let's So that's 1. Attacking for 2. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna risk it. I'm gonna get a little crazy here with Yoda, and we're gonna attack. Okay, so that's nice. This is a very big chunky die. 2 successes, no damage coming back at me. And I can choose one or the other. I have these 2 cards. So I'm going to say stealth. I'm going to say I have played my stealth card. Tup here came with me. We snuck into Lola Sayu. And with the 2 successes from the die, plus him, that's 3 hits. Takes out 3 droids. We've cleared out Lola Sayu. Alright. And then up next here, I'm actually going to travel. So that's my 3rd action. And I'm going to attack again. Okay, 1, that's okay. So I have another set of troopers. I have 1 assault card. So Comet's going to join me on this mission. We went in guns blazing and did 2 total damage. Now, this leaves 1 lonely droid behind. And even though I would have a feeling that Yoda would just like wiggle one of his 3 fingers and make the droid disappear, but that droid's actually going to come back and do some damage to us. So I have to lose a card. Now I know Cat and Mouse over here could use purple and ships, but the one I'm headed towards wants the 2 types of troopers. So I'm actually going to lose my transporter card as my damage. And at this point I have taken 4 actions, so Yoda's turn is done. Very fast, very quick. These games can go by fast, especially if you play like on easy where there's only 3 missions. You can knock out a game in like 30 minutes. All right, next up we are going to, and technically these cards off to the side are exhausted. So I've kind of turned them to the side in front of me. If Luminara came into Felucia and wanted my assistance, I could not use my cards to help her until it's my turn again. All right, this says, as an action, move each villain 1 planet toward the closest Jedi. So, that's always going to happen. So that's why we have that big blue marker up there. Move each villain 1 planet towards the closest Jedi. So, Ventress is actually going to come to Yoda, which is fine. And, Jiminy Christmas, Grievous is going to come to join the party at Christophsis. He actually doesn't do any damage as of yet, but we haven't flipped this card over. So, let's see what this says. Duel. Each villain deals 1 damage to a different Jedi on their planet. Then those Jedi may each move to a connected planet. Okay. So, each villain does 1 damage. Luminara can exhaust this armor card because it was ready. So she blocks that one. And it clearly states on that card and in the rules that it's got to be a different Jedi, so these guys can't gang up on her. Unfortunately, Yoda is going to have to lose a card. So we will lose, I guess, Comet here, which is unfortunate. Now I could move. Both of us could move, but I actually kind of want to be in these 2 spots right now. So we're going to hold pat. All right, but that was the villain card. And now we do our Invade Planets step. So we've got Bardota, and you can see there's a little graph here in the bottom that tells you where that planet is. We're just putting 1 droid down here, and Alderaan, which is down here next to Corellia and Coruscant. All right. I always pictured Alderaan being further away from Coruscant. Like, how did they go about blowing up a planet this close to Coruscant and people on Coruscant not notice? But that's just my thoughts. Okay, so passing the token over to Luminara. She gets all her cards back, which at the moment is just 3, and she needs to do some stuff. She wants to bring in a big attack. Oh, so for her free action, she's going to draw 2 squad cards, and she's going to have to discard 1 of them. So I actually want purple cards here, so I'm going to discard that one. So that was her free action. And let's go ahead and draw another one. Okay. So that's one action. I'm going to draw another one. This is two actions. This is not super helpful. And at this point, I think I'm going to make an attack. So I've taken two actions to build up my squad, and now I'm going to attack. Okay, I'm all right with that. This too has to go to the blockade. Now, I'm going to exhaust these two as well for an additional two. I'm going to say let's kick out Grievous. So I'm just going to put Grievous over here on Count Dooku's card. And that's my 4 hits. So these two guys are coming at me now, which is unfortunate. So I've got 1, 2, 3 attack, right? I'm pretty sure the villains hit back too. Let's just make sure. You suffer 1 damage. For each remaining enemy on the planet. So yes, there's 2 enemies on this planet plus those 2. So I've got 2 armor cards here I can spend, and I have to take 1 damage. So I can damage a card I've already exhausted, so I'll lose that one. And for my last action, I will go ahead and make another attack. And I frickin' whiffed. But I can bring in Hardcase here. He'll help me get rid of the droid. Damage has got to be complete. So even if I had, say, put 1 damage on Count Dooku in that last action and then tried to do 1 more, it doesn't matter. Your damage always has to be, in its fullest. So Dooku's left. So I, at this point, have to discard a card. So we're going to kick out, actually, we'll kick out Hardcase. All right, but I'm feeling a lot better about what's happening over here. All my cards are exhausted at this point, and we need to have a villain turn. So, duel, another duel. Each villain deals 1 damage to a different Jedi. Oh, we were supposed to move, but we're already next to our Jedi, so we don't need to do that. Then those Jedi may each move to a connected planet. So, yeah. I will discard my armor card because I need the other ones. And Yoda only has 1 card, so he's lost that one. Not a super great start for Yoda. All right. And then we need to flip 2 of these. So Coruscant gets a droid and Kashyyyk. I just left Kashyyyk. All right. Whew. A lot has happened here. All right. But hopefully now you guys get the general idea of how this goes about. So let's tighten things up here and take a closer look at some of the action now for the rest of the game. Okay, so Yoda here on Felucia. He would love to knock Ventress off the board here, but he has no cards. I don't really want to use my free action at the moment because Luminara is in a good spot. So I'm going to spend actually 3 actions here right off the bat to reinforce. So go ahead and draw 2 cards here. And we find our 5th type of card, which is an ally. So allies are cards in your hand that you could, say, exhaust if you had something that just says exhaust a card. But otherwise, you simply would discard this card to then gain that benefit there. So here we say, move 1 Jedi to any planet, can't interrupt an action. So he's basically like a taxi service. That's not super helpful. I think Hondo may take one for the team here if I end up taking some damage. All right. So I don't have the best setup here, but I want to go ahead and attack as my next action. So I've gotten 1. And I will go ahead and spend Oppo here to get 2, and that's going to take Ventress off the board. I do leave 1 droid in its spot, so I am actually going to lose Hondo Anaka. I've got Yoda's ability to clean that up, so. All right, and that is my 4 actions. So it was a very quick turn for Yoda. Yeah. All right, for Count Dooku's turn, he's already in a planet with a Jedi, so he doesn't need to move. And then we've got Planet Under Siege. So this is the nasty card, and each villain's deck has this. But this is Outbreak, or I forget what the name of the card is in Pandemic, but it's the one that forces you to shuffle these cards back into the deck. And so we draw the bottom card, which is Dathomir here. So we're going to put 3 droids on Dathomir, or up to 3. Dathomir is way over here where our mission is. Of course it is. Then we're going to take this, and we're going to give it a shuffle and place it back on top. So if you are not familiar with Pandemic, this is essentially the Pandemic system, that these planets are going to continue to be at the top of the deck for the rest of the game. There's no way to get around that. So it's going to push, push the blockades coming out and things like that. So all that happened now before. Oh, and I had to advance this. I forgot about that. Coruscant gets 1. And Bardota gets 1. So way down here, almost off camera. All right. Luminara is going to start by taking her free action. So she's going to draw 2 cards. And I'm looking, remember, cat and mouse is our mission. And so I'm looking for stealth. So I will keep kicks here. And as of right now, I have 4 cards that will give me an automatic success towards my mission here. And I can complete the mission with Count Dooku here. So I think I'm going to leave him be. And let's just see what happens if I reinforce one more time. What do I get? Not helpful. All right. So now, I think what I'm going to do for my second action is take an attack action. That rolled way over there. So there we go. All right. So at this point, I can exhaust Havoc to get that second hit on Dooku. Now I will have to take a damage, so Havoc then is going to sacrifice himself and go to the discard pile. But I've cleared out all the villains off the board, which feels rather nice. For my third action, I'm going to draw a card, reinforce, and not helpful. Now I'm just going to risk it. There's no negative other than any hits that appear on this die for attempting a mission and failing. So here we go. And that's exactly what I needed. 2 hits. I will exhaust these 4 cards to put towards the mission. And we have successfully completed Cat and Mouse. Now, I do have to take 1 automatic damage. So we'll just put that over there. So let's... Yeah, I'll get rid of one of my stealth guys here. And then we can flip over this one. So... Water War way over there in Moncala, which is way on the other side of the board. This one has a when completed action, and I keep forgetting about this whole thing, taking an action to discard the top card of the evasion deck, move the mission marker from Dathomir to that planet, because I can't go to Dathomir. So, all right, I have to remember that that's there. But that was 4 actions for Luminara, so we are back to villain and invasion phase. All right, there's no villains on the board to move towards our heroes, so that is hopefully a good thing. And here we have Puppet Master. Place off-board villains as follows. So they're all literally coming back now. Okay, Ventress and Sereno, Grievous and Utapau, and Dooku on the current Jedi's planet. So they're literally all just going right back to where they were. Then it says each Jedi exhausts one card for each villain on their planet, which is only Luminara, and so that's just her one Rex card. Her one assault card she had to exhaust, and that's it. So that's not the worst thing. So Todaria is going to get one, and Mon Cala now has its third. Okay. On to Yoda. Okay. So Yoda is one stop away from the Water War, which he doesn't have any cards that work towards it. But going up there and clearing that out at some point would be good. That's the only planet right now. Oh, Dathomir down here out off camera has 3. But I want to go ahead and start getting Luminara this direction. So I'm going to use my free action to move a Jedi, move another Jedi up to 2 planets, and we're just going to head her. She's going to go boom, boom. All right. And then I'm going to take an action to do this Witches of the Mist. So I got to move it off that planet. All right. And now this is interesting. The top card here is Mission Planet. Normally when you draw this for the Invasion deck, you would place the droid wherever this marker is. I guess I draw another card. I'm honestly not sure how that would supposed to work. Umbara here, so that's pretty good. All right, so this now is on Umbara. All right, so I'm a little worried about Dathomir getting blockaded, but I got too much stuff to do here. So Witches of the Mist. All right. So I've got 3 actions left, and I'm really not that close to that one at all. Luminara, however, is in pretty good position to take that one on next turn. But Yoda could also be super helpful. Oh, but Mon Calamara is making me nervous as well. I think as long as I kind of stay away from the villains, they're not too much harm. It's really when they're in the same planet as me. So I'm actually going to just... No, I would like to build up my card pool, though. Okay. So for my second action, I'm going to move. And I'll spend my Delta 7 Aether Sprite here to go 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is my second action, right? 1, 2, yeah. We'll go up here. Then we'll take an attack action. Ooh, okay. This guy's definitely dead, but I got to deal with a card. What cards do I need? I will lose my transport. And then my third action will be to move in, or my fourth action will be to move into Umbara. Okay. And that's it. That's it for Yoda. Seems very anticlimactic for everyone's favorite Jedi. Alright. What is Dooku doing? First, though, we actually need to move each villain one closer. So, boom, boom, and boom. Alright. Then we have guards here. Place one droid on each planet with both a Jedi and a villain. So, man, that just messed up my plans here. Okay. There we go. We're still just drawing 2 invasion cards here. So Lola Sayu just left. And Dathomir, which unfortunately there's already 3. So this bad boy comes out and that pushes that. And there's only 3 of these blockades. So again, if we continue to try and... I think if we try and put our 4th one out, we lose the game.
So that's no good.
Okay, lots of action here in the middle of the board. No, he still has that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can pretty much knock this one out without having to do anything. Alright, Luminara's going to take her free action first to draw 2 cards. And she can keep one and give one to... oh no, she can't. Wait, hold on. Let me move first. I really don't like leaving Toydera like that with so many droids, but now I'll do it because we're on the same planet. So, alright, here's what I drew. So we'll give Yoda one and me one, and now I definitely have the cards I need. So for this next action, we will take we will attempt the mission. So, all right, 1, 2, and we're getting an automatic hit there. But I only need to exhaust 3 people. So I will exhaust, actually Yoda's going to exhaust 2 of his people, because he's going to get those guys back. And then I will exhaust Rex as my 3rd. Unfortunately, though, I have to take 2 hits. So I'm going to lose Rex and I guess my transport. Yeah. Okay. So for my 3rd action, so this one's gone. Let's just take a peek at the next one. Here it says Conspiracy. When drawn, any Jedi returns 1 or 1 from their hand. It says to the box. I've got this one before. I'm just going to discard one. I guess Yoda, because purple is the name of the game. And that's going to be on Camino now, which is right over here. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to attack. Very good. So that's 1, 2, and I will spend Razor here for a 3rd to clear these guys out. And that, I believe, I moved, which technically I should have had Yoda move her, but I missed that. I moved. I completed a mission. And now I attacked, so I actually have 1 more action. I'm going to reinforce, actually, while I'm sitting here, and I got Assault Trooper. Okay, there's so much going on here, we're just going to stay right here for our villain turn. That does mean that before any of this happens, you move there, I'm going to put you down here, and Grievous will join you. Yeah. All right. A step ahead. Move each villain 1 planet toward the closest Jedi. Draw another villain card. Well, that's a pain. All right, so I can move them down here because that's still 1 away. And now I need to shuffle these up real quick. All right. And it's the same frickin' one. Oh my gosh. So the next one is Duel. Each villain deals 1 damage to a different Jedi on their planet. Then those Jedi may each move to a connected planet. Question is, do I want to like clear them out again? So Yoda's losing his only card, and Luminara's going to lose her 1 assault card. None of them had any blocking. And do I want to move? Yeah. Let's get away from them. All right. We're still over here at 2. So Felucia, which, where were we? Felucio's over here. And Alderaan. So name a system. Okay. We are back to Yoda. So, first things first here. Yoda needs some cards. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to take, let's see, 2 actions to reinforce. So I got these guys here. And then I will take an attack action. Perfect. All right. Now Luminara is on the planet with me, so she can actually exhaust one of her stealths. We'll say we're fighting stealth. And that she'll help me clear all these out. And I didn't take any damage from that, which is good. So I've reinforced twice, I've attacked, and for my third action, I'm going to move. And then I'm going to use my free action to move Luminara over here with me. So she is ready to go. All right. Let's knock out the Count Dooku phase here. Guards, place. This actually works out because this is actually only going to be 2 total droids because all of these numbskulls are right there and we're both right here. Look at them. They're all like Grievouses. We're just going to have them fighting with each other. All right. 2 more of these cards. Kashyyyk. And Christophsis, way back where we were at the beginning. Okay. Luminara. First thing she's going to do is reinforce. She can give the other card to Yoda. So, I guess we'll give Yoda a transport card. Although, no, we're going to give him the armor card. That way they each have a transport card. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that was my free action. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I pretty much cannot lose. All right, so we're going to attempt a mission. And 2 successes. Perfect. So I will have Yoda. Yoda will both exhaust his armor and his stealth. So that's 1, 2, 3 successes. And so then I need to exhaust 2 to make it 5. We have completed the conspiracy one now. So we're actually done with this token for the moment. Yeah, so we need to book it over to Mon Cala there. So I think what we're going to do now for our second action is move using the Venator. And so we'll go 1, 2. And then we will attack. So this is my third action. All right, boom, perfect. And then I will move for my last action, and we'll just move into here. We'll go this route. All right. That's 4 actions. Oh, these guys are all going to move now. So I guess some of them would move down here, and one would move this way. Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, because from here, it was 1, 2 to Lola Soyu and 1, 2 to Camino. So yeah, all right. Puppet Master, they're all already on the board. Each Jedi exhausts 1 card for each villain on their planets. Actually, that card didn't hurt us at all. Okay, I like it. Mission Planet, which is that one. So Mon Cala, unfortunately, is going to get a blockade. Oh, and this goes down. All right, and Naboo. Okay. Yoda's turn. So I don't think we can really mess around. So Yoda's going to spend his free action to move Luminara up into this planet. There we go. Then he is... Yeah. He's going to exhaust his AT Eta 2 Actus to go 1, 2. That was his first action. Second action. Third action. And we just do not have the right colors for this at the moment. I will attack. That's my last action. All right, so there's one. I've got Echo I can exhaust. Luminara has Razor she can exhaust. So that's 3. So we get rid of this and one of these guys, and that's it. Unfortunately, I only have 1 armor card to block 1, but I've got 2 more coming. So, yeah. We're gonna hold on to our armor card, and that's that. Okay. Okay, planet under siege. We all know what this one does. So we're now in level 3 invasion, which is not cool. Not cool at all. Sereno is our new planet with a bunch of nasties. And then we gotta shuffle this up. At least it's a nice thick stack. Always makes me nervous when it's only like a couple cards, because you know where it's going to be. All right. So we've got Mission Planet 1, which is off the board. So I'm going to make an executive decision and say we don't put one out. Mancala, which is where we just were. So luckily I did clear some of those guys out. And Felucia, which... Where's Felucia? Ooh, right there. Get a little busy over here again on this corner of the board. All right, that was Yoda's turn, right? So back to Luminara. This is Luminara's hand, and this is our mission. So you know the first thing she's going to do is use her special action. So I got another one of these guys, absolutely worthless. And I have the Bad Batch, which I'm immediately going to spend to deal 2 damage on my planet without having to do anything, and there we go. Alrighty. So then I honestly think I just need to, well, let's start with 3 reinforce actions here, see what we get. Not helpful. Chancellor Palpatine, though, here is an ally that I can go ahead and spend. 1 Jedi may discard 1 squad card to draw 3 cards. So I am actually going to have Yoda do that. So Yoda's going to give up a purple, and Yoda's going to take 3 cards. And I'm finding all the purples right now. So I only have 2 cards that work to my advantage. And I need 6 successes. So I think for my last one, I will just reinforce again. There, we finally got one. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, exactly 7 cards. All right. Very uneventful turn for Luminara, but that's okay. Duel. Wait, we got to move him first. So this guy would move, and these guys, really doesn't matter. We can split you up this time. There we go. They're coming for us. All right. Yeah, that actually doesn't do anything. So 3 more of these cards. They're upside down. Umbara. Right there. Bardota. Ooh. And Christophsis. Okay, it's getting a little ugly on the board here. Getting a little ugly. Okay, back to Yoda, right? So 1, 2, 3. Man. I would love at least one more. So let's do this one at a time here. Here's one card, so that's good. Let's go for one more. Padme Amidala. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to you for a second. So this is our third, right? Yes. And it's that. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my fourth action and get all the allies now. Discard mission planet, add 2 to a mission attempt or attack. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to attack or discard Padme Amidala. She's going to give me 2 more actions here. So that first one, I'm going to attempt the mission. All right, so there's 1 success. I need 6. So let's count them up here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 from Luminara. Let's keep these separate. That's all she's got. Yeah, and then 2 more from Yoda. 5, 6. So these guys are gone. This now says roll the die 3 times. So there's 1 damage, 2 damage. Ooh, just 2 damage. That's not too bad. All right, so I can block 1, and I need to take 1 more damage. Let's do you. Okay, so actually I have 1 more action, but at this point, anytime the final mission of whatever number you chose at the beginning of the game fires off, you immediately flip over the villain card here. So let's take a look. Finale setup. Place Dooku and both mission markers on Coruscant. Alright. Okay, so way down here where there's already some droids too. Those go there. And then it says, place Dooku and both mission markers on Coruscant. Return Ventress to the box. Happily. We'll just stick her over there. So, at the beginning of the turn, move each villain 1 planet towards the nearest Jedi. Sure. When Dooku is removed after the attack, return him to Coruscant and place 1 droid from the supply on this sheet. When there are 4 droids on this sheet, you win. Wow. Wow. Okay. So Dooku's got 5 health. Grievous is still running around. This is the, battle over Coruscant here. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to leave this right here so we can keep track of how many droids are on it. Alright, so Yoda has 1 more he's got 1 more action here. So he will, hold on. Oh, we want to get at Dooku. Return with Coruscant. Okay. So Yoda is going to spend an action to move here and his free action to move Luminara here. Yeah. Okay, so I believe, yeah, we still do the villain cards here. And we still do the invasion cards. So we still have to worry about our blockades. Alright, move each villain 1 planet towards the nearest Jedi. So Grievous will go here, and Dooku will go there. And then his is Puppet Master, so that's perfect. Pretty sure at this point we ignore Ventress, and then each Jedi exhausts one card for each villain on their planet, that's perfectly fine. Put that up there. All right, then 3 of these cards. Orange Mission, which they're both right here now on Coruscant. Alderaan. And Coruscant. So that is a blockade now, which means we push this. And yeah, that's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Luminara's turn. So now, really, what I need is to get to Dooku as quickly as possible and smack him down as many times as possible. Right? So let's do that. Let us spend one of these guys to go boom boom. Hello. Anaxis. I don't remember Anaxis. Anyways, let's smack Dooku around a little. Okay, so there's 1, and I have the perfect number of stealth cards to add to that attack for 5. So, got to put a droid on this card, and he jumps back here. I do have to take a hit, though. Go. Right. I'm going to reinforce, or no, take my free action to essentially reinforce. Alright, I got 2 assault cards, so I'll keep 1. So that was 2 actions. Here's my 3rd action. I'm going to move in here. And then I'm going to... Man, this is going to hurt, though. Should I not be so quick to do that? Yeah. So actually, I'm gonna push over here and then attack. Woo! All right, so there's 1. And exhaust these 2 guys for 3 total. So that's actually only gonna do that and that. I'm taking 3 damage. Ooh, that hurts. Okay. All right. We're okay. We're okay. The next villain card is Duel. Wait, we have to move everybody. So Dooku comes back out. And now Grievous comes to join Yoda. Deals 1 damage to different Jedi on their planet. Then those Jedi may each move to a connected planet. So I'm okay with that. Alright. Here's Yoda's card. And Yoda, yes, we will go ahead and move Yoda. Alright. Lola Soyalu was right there. I don't know why I'm not looking at the colors or the little pictures here. Dothamir. Good thing I did that. And Naboo, which is way over here. Okay. Yoda's turn. So Yoda can go ahead and just move Luminara now. Then he's going to move 2. I'm just going all out for Dooku at this point. So that's 1 action. He will take 2 reinforce actions. Okay. And then he will attack. I think I'm going to be okay. Actually, that's That's exactly what I needed. So Luminara had one purple guy she can exhaust, and I've got 2 I can exhaust for 3 and 2 here. So that's exactly 5 that we've done to Dooku. So that goes there. I don't even need my armor cards, do I? So I've got 2 more actions. So yeah, I guess I will spend 1 to go here and just see what I can do on the attack. Okay, there's 1, 2. I can spend this for a 3rd. So it's 1, 2, 3. But that's 3 hits coming back at me. I can block 2 of them. And we will discard that card. Okay. Dooku is Planet Under Siege. So this pushes. It's still at 3. Anaxis, which is right where Luminara is. So there's that. Let's see what we got here. Moncala. Okay, I'm alright with that. Mission Planet down here. Okay, we just cleared that one out. And Umbara. Okay, now I believe I might lose if I cannot put out another droid. Yeah. Oh no, I advanced the threat. So the only way to lose is to get the threat down to level 7 there. Alright. Luminara's turn. But let's do some stuff here. So I will take my first action to move. Okay. My second action will be my free action to reinforce for free. So I'm going to take the stealth and give Yoda the red. All right. And then I'm going to try and do as much damage here as possible. So let's see what we can do. Not bad, not bad. Okay. So 1, 2 plus 4 more is 6. So that's Dooku. He comes back here. Oh no, I don't. But my 6 was going to be right there. Wow. Okay. I took out 1 droid first, then I took out Dooku. I just need 1 more droid on here. But I'm not going to be doing it this turn, that's for sure. So I've moved and attacked. So I have 2 actions left. I have to take a damage. So there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me reinforce some armor. It's okay. And I will attack again for 2. Perfect. Oh, and actually, hold on. I attacked. I think technically Dooku should be off the planet. So there's 2 droids left. So I should lose 2 more cards. Yeah. Alright. And now Dooku's still on the planet, but the card I pulled was an armor card. So there we go. Alright. Oh wait, these don't go on there. These go over here. Okay. That at least saves me here for not dealing with the threat. Alright. This guy should have moved actually last turn and I didn't do it. This turn, he actually may be all the way down here. I feel like I'm forgetting to move Grievous. But, let's see here. Luminara we'll go ahead and take the damage so Yoda can keep his cards. I don't want to move them, so now we just have to survive this here. Alderaan gets a blockade, and this pushes. Bardota gets a blockade, and this pushes. Oh my gosh. And Anaxis, which is right here, we can actually put a guy there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Can we do it? Da 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 da. I think if I don't do it now, it's not going to happen. So we're going to take 3 reinforce actions. Neither of those are helpful. I actually need to reshuffle this entire deck here because I went through it. Luminara exhausted all of her cards, so she cannot help. So this is it. What's this going to be? Deal 2 damage on your planet. Actually, I think it just says deal 2 damage. It doesn't say when I can use it, so I think that's actually pretty helpful at this point. I need to discard some cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're gonna go straight assault here. So, okay, 4th and final action will be to attack Dooku. Oh, that's not good, but I think I'm okay. Okay, yes. So there's 1, 2, 3. The Bad Batch coming in for the win. 4 or 5. I'm gonna say that counts, ladies and gentlemen. 1 droid left. Place on the card. And there you have it. We were just barely successful by the skin of our teeth. Yeah, that one was... that's the first time I played against Dooku. He was definitely tougher with that many more villains running around. I did not have a big stack of squad cards in my hand most of the game like I do with some of the other guys. So yeah, I feel like the villains ramp up in difficulty at an appropriate pace, and certainly, you know, having more missions that you have to go through while all of this just mess goes on the board would ramp up the difficulty as well. So there's some really good scaling going on. And it's a pandemic game, so you should expect that. So yeah, I really like this game. You know, the components are fine. These miniatures here are a little small. The biggest thing is that their bases are really tiny, so they get knocked over easily. I would have preferred like a more standard, like 28mm miniature. I'm perfectly fine with these being tiny because you can pick them up easily, and since they're so tiny, the base can be tiny. These are perfectly fine. I really do like that these are like acrylic chips and not like cardboard. Cards are fine. Cardstock is fine. The board's boring, but it's fine. I mean, you're not in it for the artwork, I guess, in this game. I feel like if they spent so much time putting unique artwork and names on each of these cards, they could have done something a little more with the board here. But oh well. But yeah, if you are a fan of Pandemic or of Star Wars, go find you this at Target or your friendly local game store, because this is a hit. This is a good little game to have in your back pocket. Very easy to teach, very easy to play. Can be quick. I played on kind of one of the harder missions, so it took a little longer. But if you play Ventress with just 2 players and 3 missions, you're literally going to be like a 20 to 30 minute game. So, anyways, that's going to do it for our playthrough of Star Wars: The Clone Wars Pandemic game. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.